I'm going to be playing Plague Inc. because, frankly, I need to get some stuff off my chest. In one moment. No video effects. I'm just going to check on the stream 1 sec. Cool. Am I live? Cool, we're live. So, yeah, I'm not even going to try playing coy on this. So, my party couldn't show up today. So I'm just going to be ranting about some shit while playing Plague Inc. Because frankly, this is a comfort game, and I don't really care. I know that this will probably have no one tuning in, so this is literally just me ranting into the ether. So, oh yeah. Because I know that this is going to be probably coming up a lot, yes, I am trying different things with the home group I have. This isn't some cultivated group that is made for gaming, so yeah, I'm kind of well aware that we're not the best. I'm also well aware that Gage is sometimes a problem. I'm sorry about that. So is Dylan, but that's a different thing. Brayden doesn't show up half the time, so I'm not even going to talk about his reliability or use for this. But, you know what? Doesn't matter, because, again, I'm doing this for fun. I'm not making money. Seriously. We agreed as a group never to monetize it unless we all needed cash, and if so, we'd split it. So, not evenly. I'm getting the lion's share for many reasons, least of which being that I always host. Which, not a problem. I prefer hosting, frankly. Just like I prefer running games, and I'm a forever DM. GM, whatever you want me to be called these days. Anyway, point being, I'm quite happy with who I am. And again, going back to something else I said, I'm mostly playing Plague Inc. as something to entertain the audience, because I'm well aware my rambling doesn't entertain very well, yeah. Yeah, really wish I had a better mic for this, but I also don't want to buy one, and I'm recording this on my tablet. Yes, I'm playing the mobile version of this. Yeah, I have no regrets. The thing's probably as hard as the computer one. Never played the computer one. Don't have a very good PC, actually. Not asking for money. Just observation. Spread tour on. No politics, Quinn. Not allowed to say that. Also, yeah, if you couldn't get that from the streams, my name's Quinn. I've been running Battle Axe RPG since it started because I'm the one who founded it. Surprise, surprise. The nerd who has way too much time on his hands and knows far too much about a lot of things started a YouTube channel / Twitch channel. Also, yeah, if you miss anything I do, I try to usually upload it to YouTube. However, sometimes it gets messy. Like how you will never see that Masks game ever go to YouTube because the recording for it was 13 hours long. After hour 2, it just cuts to black, but apparently I didn't end the stream right, so it kept going for a while. Ooh, not good. Anyway. Oh yeah, if it matters, watch Provis if you actually want to see someone who's good at Plague Inc. I'm playing it on normal because I'm not intending on doing the Switch challenge. I'm intending on doing this mostly, again, as a backdrop to my ranting. I'm gonna go as long as I really feel like it. This one isn't really scheduled, and yes, I know it's an hour behind normal. Also, if any of my friends pick this up, hi. I'm not angry, just kind of annoyed, but that doesn't matter. I get everyone has responsibilities and all that, I really do. I'm actually annoyed at myself, but you wanna, don't pity me. I've had my own bouquet of problems, so why would I want pity? Besides, anyone who on Twitch is asking for pity is either getting paid to do it or an asshole, so yeah, take that for what you will. Also, yeah, that's the other reason I don't want it monetarily get reimbursed for this, because I think it robs it of some of its integrity. what's something else that I know off the top of my head deserves ranting? Oh, yeah. So, okay, I was just playing this game actually a while back on a different disease. I'll probably pull it up later. Not sure. But might. We'll see how I do on fungus. Also, this is not a practice for anything. I'm mostly doing it because I find fungus my favorite. It's a lot more slow moving, a lot more slow paced. Honestly, kind of regret doing the podcast, but that's because I'm not camera shy, but it's very weird. I forget it's there half the time, which is good, but I always want to just make it more entertaining. I got into this because I was watching Happy Jack's RPG, Critical Role, and Roll For It. So, again, if you want to see some very good content, don't go to Critical Role, actually. They have enough stuff. Go see Happy Jack's RPG. Tell them I sent you if you want. I prefer their YouTube stuff. Their VODs are great. No, if... What's the name of the series? One moment, I'll pull it up on my phone. Because I can't remember the name. Their Demigod series is great. And, anything else I want to shout out? Because I really... Oh, yeah, all the VTM stuff on Roll For It. Watch it. Don't question why I love VTM, but it's one of my favorite games. Also, if you really want to know more about it, I suggest reading the books, and if you want to know which ones are worth buying, 25 Years of Vampire the Masquerade. They break it down very simply. They're the reason that I really know as much as I do. They got me to buy a bunch of the books and really dig deeper. Okay, I'm going to just see. I'm going to get some drug resistance and try to make sure I stay under the radar until I've got a lot more infection. Okay, let's see. Okay, how do I... Case of Greenland still a problem. I have both my water infectivity up. Mosquitoes and birds won't help. Abilities. I could always try for a spore, but it feels a bit early for that. Maybe I can go for genetic hardening preemptively, but I'm going to save up the points, I think, actually. So I'm just going to kind of let it run for a sec while I pull up that Happy Jacks thing if there's anything else I want to shout out. Note, if I don't shout something out, it's not that I don't love it. In fact, I love most of the stuff they do. It's just some of them I think are... some of them I like more than others. Like Pembroke, I loved Pembroke Investigations. Tales from the insert coin stuff that they do is great. Greenwood Collective, that's the one I was looking for. They really got me to think about cyberpunk differently through it. And it was less a, rush to the top and more of a meander around a central plot. It was much nicer as a smaller scale story instead of, we robbed the megacorp and then we just kept going up and up and up and then you burn out and crash, which, that's very cyberpunk. I get it. It's just, sometimes that's not the story you want to tell. Also, if you want to see, in my opinion, the better version of Star Trek Adventures, Second Star, and what else do I want to yell at? Oh yeah, Carefree High. That is the best Monster Hearts game I've ever seen. Note, I haven't seen any Monster Hearts game, but that's beside the point. The first Masks game is good, not the second. Have to preface that. Nothing against Kimmy DMing, just honestly felt a little too My Hero for my tastes. And that's all the shoutouts I want to make for them. Roll For It, pretty much everything on their book is good, but they're very much more a professional game. Happy Jacks is more of a... It's very clear that they're not doing this for the money. Most of them have other sources of income, and they're not... last time I checked, most of them aren't pro streamers. In fact, I don't think any of them are. It's a lot clearer that it's... Oh, no. That was just a waste of some points. It's much clearer that they're doing that out of passion, a lot like I am. Roll For It is much higher production value, but theirs is also much clearer that, friends, they also are paid. paid it out. Or maybe not. I'm actually not sure on their financials. Point is, they're very clearly paid. Some of the party setups are great, and I genuinely didn't get that from, like the VTM party, pretty much anything to do with EE, frankly, except for their Apocalypse World. That one felt a bit forced, but to be fair, I also didn't get very far into it because the ad reads. I appreciate that they have their hustle, but ad reads really make it weird. Again, I always skip them, so, if I was watching them live, I'd mute them. Also, speaking of, we are sponsored by jack shit. I can't get anyone to sponsor us, nor would I ever. What's something that I believe is worth talking about extensively? Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to assume that if you're watching me, first of all, you're either Dylan or Gage, because I know that as of the time of recording this, they're the only people who, follow me. And we have 48 views. Good half of those are me trying to look through the episodes and edit them. Just saying. I've tried editing for YouTube. It doesn't work. And yeah, I'll be uploading this, but it's not really a role-playing game. Why am I uploading it? Because frankly, I'm much more comfortable with ranting into a computer than ranting at my friends directly because, well, okay, Braden's terrifying. I'm sorry, he's my closest friend, but it's just, I always feel awkward around him if I ever tried to insult him because, you see, he knows how to blow me up. I don't think he ever would, but, his base of knowledge is weirder than mine. And note, you're talking to the dude who knows more about plagues and well, you're not talking, you're listening to the guy who knows more about plagues and diseases than, not the game, because this is actually a very good representation of how a video game could make a plague that isn't, depriving it of all the fun, but, I just have to enjoy it. Because, again, oh yeah, sorry, off the game, back to my friend. Again, I appreciate what he does, it's annoying, because it's always him and his girlfriend, and also he's far too involved in everything. He has far too many commitments for my liking, but to be fair, I'm clingy and possessive. Like, I'm pretty much the textbook definition of that one friend who will never let his associates do much else. I know it's a flaw. Unfortunately, I get it, but, oh yeah, by the way, referring back to the game, I have the entire world infected. This is when I made my favorite combo. Total organ failure coma, because, yeah, by the time that they actually start treating it, thing's dead. Like, dead. Going back to Vampire, if you're more on the newer spectrum, I would suggest listening to Lore by Night. Great, from what I've briefly, I'm on his Discord, so I have spoken with him briefly. He's a pretty good dude. I actually follow him on Twitter, but that's a different thing. Oh yeah, short story on that. He's the first person to ever private message me on Twitter, and it was with thanking me for following him. I think it was a bot, looking back the first time, but I responded with, if I remember correctly, something along the lines of I thanked him for making the quality content. It was a nice interaction. Again, good dude. Really kind of restored a little bit of my faith in the internet. So, for all that, and that, you actually can find decent people on it. Note, yeah, I'm more just saying that, again, he also has a good head on his shoulders for Vampire. I'm going to be honest, unless you need some help with character creation, ignore those videos. They're good if you need them, but they're useful, but they just don't go into, in my opinion, enough detail. And by that I mean, yeah, I get that he's talking more thematics, but especially with V20, there was a lot of crunch that he just sidestepped, which, again, I've played V20, the things, talk about clunky, that's all I'm going to say. The thing's clunky. But I appreciated parts of it. I'm a fan of V5. I pre-ordered the Sabat book. I love the Sabat, primarily because personal background. I am, let's go with not Catholic or Christian for now. I'll probably go into more detail on this later. Anyway, I appreciated that the Sabat really, they took the Catholic Church and all its fucked up warped elements, and they made it vampire the A, and B, they showed it so much better. Plus they added their own messed up problems, and it just really gave me a nice vibe. And I believe that just killed everyone in the game, so that's fun. Also, again, I'm not usually talking about what I'm playing because, I'm going to be honest, I don't know enough about it to be a good guide. But what I just did is my classic strategy I always do when playing it, which made Mega Brutal very difficult to get the awards for, because I tend to prefer to stay under the radar, and it's very hard on Mega Brutal. It also made certain, let's call them diseases, much more difficult because of, okay, Shadow Plague is extremely difficult to stay under the radar on and still win it because you need to knock out Templar fast. So I'm literally stealing the Provis method of the same of how I got it was stay quiet, stay hidden, and make sure that once you can not burn it up, but once you can move fast and hard through it, yes, I know I accidentally made a sex joke. Anyway, once you can move very quickly, do set it up so that as soon as Templar appears, you can start knocking their bases down and wear them down. You can't let them think. Just information I have. Anyway, what am I feeling like now? You know what? I just mentioned it. How about I do a Shadow Plague? I think I'll do it on... I also got some really good flukes on Mega Brutal, so I'm going to go on normal for all these. Not that I can't beat them on Mega Brutal. In fact, I've beaten every disease on Brutal, and some of those were not easy. And I think my thing just crashed. Wonderful. Oh, we're good? We're good. Okay. I always use Brawler because of my strat. I really like using Unholy Engineer because... Actually, I don't know why I do, because I don't use... Honestly, I don't use... Yeah. I think I'm going to go with, actually, the Researcher one, because... Yeah, because I don't really use drones. I kind of want to knock them out. Budget Bat, obviously, because... Actually, that'd be useful, but I prefer being able to move a lot faster. I go with... Actually, I think I'm going to go with Extremophile. But... Because Hydro... Seeing as where I started, it's not really helpful, so I'm going to go with Extremophile. And... I prefer going by C. It gets you more places on the map. So, with that being said, let's get this moving. I'm going to be starting in Greenland because the thing's a pain in the ass to get to otherwise. Yes, I know. Vampire Rose there. I am immediately going to take Blood Rage and that ability, and then I always go for Adrenaline Surge so that I can really get that murder in out the gate. Also, I know that, you never want to double back, man, but nah, just wrong on this. You always want to keep moving, but you more than likely will end up doubling back. Again, I'm very good at this. Correction, I wouldn't say I'm good at this. That's arrogant. I would say that this disease is one of the easiest, and here's why. That vampire is basically a player character. So... I can just keep moving until eventually they run out. Also, always like to travel speed up because that means that I can go, a bit farther out. Also, nothing against the British, but the UK is one of my favorite places to put a layer because you have access to a decent amount of the board. Yes, I think of this as a board, not a digital map, because frankly, it very much is easier for me to process. Cool. Let's see, what do I want to play here? Because... Oh yeah, I was ranting. Anyway. I'm just gonna... Oh, that's bad. Cool. Well, I'm going to... I'm pretty sure Cambodia is not that large, but... Or, sorry, not Cambodia, Colombia. Oh well. Also, the Caribbean is an area, not a country. I get why they did this, and because honestly, there are so many small countries in that area. It's just annoying. I'm gonna be honest, but it's fairly tame. More deaths linked to a blood cult. I like that. I always have loved that small detail. That the cover up is I'm a blood cult, because it makes sense, right? Because none of us would believe vampires spotted in Brazil. In fact, I'm always surprised when, spoiler alerts, it's exposed that I'm a vampire, that it actually, works. Like, at all. But, I mean, to be fair, this is not one of the hardest things I've ever seen to believe. Heck, I didn't believe in UFOs until, well, that footage was leaked. Now I don't know what I believe, because I believe that there probably are aliens, but I also have a hard time really believing that our government could hide it. Also, if you're from another country, hi, I'm an American if you couldn't tell from the accent. What kind of arrogant person am I thinking that I would actually have someone outside of America watch this? Or really anywhere. I'm just going to ignore this. Oh, yes, also go unrelated, but I'm literally just trying to build up some power so that I can start knocking things out fast. Hence why I'm trailing them around the world. I could actually probably wipe out the entire map with a knife, but that just seems boring to me. So, yes, vigilantes. Just have to get 20 points. And, whatever. I'll probably just wait it out at this point, because I can move relatively quickly and knock out most of their encampments at this rate. Actually, call me a fan of the classics, but I kind of want to start from somewhere weird. Korea has vampire movies. How about I start from New Guinea? Who knows? In Korea, they'll probably explain the other one. Also, because I know that this will come up no matter how much I try to avoid it, since I'm playing a game where I am notably avoiding a few countries. No, it's not for any political reasons. It's primarily because I prefer to go on a little more of a... I tend to prefer to be in the Asia area of the map, because North America is just... It's had enough disease problems. I'm sorry, but COVID hit us. I just feel... I was saying it hit America hard. I've been attacking Korea. And Russia. And the UK. And Cuba. And I'm pretty sure I attacked China at some point. Nope. No, I did not attack China. I'm just saying, that's... Point is, I always love stupid responses on these, but I'm kind of over the, like, oh yeah, name your plague furries. Or, if you're really feeling hateful, Name it an actually oppressed group. Just not cool, man. Not cool. Oh, the AI's a dick. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna curb stomp them, but come on. U.S., Sweden, yeah, I can just... This is an easy line. Actually, now that I say that, so destroyed in New Zealand. Also, why does New Zealand just New Zealand? I know that might be a bit rude, but I appreciate what New Zealand is, but I also appreciate, a country that's not super anti-gun. Also, I said I wouldn't go into politics, and now I'm talking politics, right? Well, about that. That's not my political stance. I'm actually not super, oh yeah, we should have automatic weapons. I mean, I agree that we should have the right to, but that's beside the point. Also, yeah, I'm well aware of, the fact that they're extremely dangerous. But I also know that, you see, the government has them. And unlike things like nukes, which actually have a good reason not to be in the hands of civilians, I frankly don't see the reason why I shouldn't be allowed to own a machine gun. But to be fair, I'm also more classic firearms fan than buy one to shoot somewhere. Because I just realized that I'd probably spend the entire time just, that I would own one just firing World War II era machine guns, because I think that sounds fun. Call me crazy, but I like those. But I think that we probably had some of the best weapons in that era, because they, we kind of needed them to fight back the Nazis. Also, just another probably not okay statement politically, but screw it. We've established, probably by the amount of characters I have that are, let's put it gently and say, less than straight, in almost every one of those games I play, that I'm, let's say, socially left on some things. Like, one thing is that I believe that mental health is essential. Yeah. I know, not a controversial statement, but it really is, unfortunately. So, I know that everyone's tired of those, go get a therapist statements, because, let's be honest, I appreciate it, but therapy, you really need someone else to reach out to you to really want to go to, in my experience. Oh well. I'm going to be right back. I need to take care of something. I'm just going to let it murder in India and build up some XP. So I'll be right back. Well, let's see how that's working out for me. Oh, they're fighting me in India. Well, that's a thing. I'm just going to attack them over and over again until they finally stop. Like a normal vampire. Okay. do I want to get... Yeah, I want to get into this. So, can we all agree that Twilight is a sucky franchise for how it, treats vampires? I mean, I get that, oh yeah, vampires are traditionally beautiful and all that good shit, but come on. They do not goddamn sparkle. Okay? Like, I get a lot of stuff, but that just always annoyed me. Almost as much as 50 Shades of Grey annoyed me about how the fact that she didn't even know what the fuck she was talking about. Also, why is it that I've read so many shitty romance books that are aimed at young female teens? Well, let's say that I read shitty romance as a stress reliever. Yeah, I know it makes no goddamn sense, but I also don't give a fuck, so yeah. Also, if you couldn't get this from pretty much my entire channel, I don't think the cursing is wrong. So if you do, well, just don't watch my videos. I mean, I don't get paid for this, so I'm just doing this for fun. Also, I'm well aware that this is rambly, and that I'm way too self-conscious about it, but you see, I grew up in that generation where YouTuber was actually sometimes discussed as a honest career path, which, again, not. I'm sorry, but YouTube just doesn't pay you enough for it to be a genuine goal of the career path. Anyway, I would actually have loved to do like a Q&A or something if I had enough people, like, who followed me for that, because that's something that really does, like, tie people together. In fact, oh, here's the thing. If somebody else watches this, could you, like... Okay. I'm just going to drop, and I'll probably link my email into all this. If you think that it's a good idea, I've been debating doing, like, a podcast, like, where I record, for lack of a better term, I spend way too much time studying, like, weird, like, writing magic and all that stuff. So if you guys would find it fun, I'm debating doing, like, for lack of a better term, similar to what Lore by Night does, except instead of it being an actual game, it's me ranting about magic systems and lore-esque things of most fantasy D&D / Pathfinder / whatever the hell else I can link into its settings. Yeah, this is kind of me going out on a limb if you guys couldn't get that, because I haven't even discussed this with some close friends, because frankly I don't think that they would tell me an honest answer. I love the fact that they're supportive, but sometimes I don't need supportive, I need blunt. Because apparently people don't respect the fact that I don't like sugarcoating. I think it's a waste of time and money, both in food and in life. That went off the rails a bit, actually, now that I think about it. I shouldn't have said anything. So, what else is something appropriate to talk about involving, RPGs, the entire basis of my channel. Again, I've talked about my inspiration, I've talked about who I think everyone should follow on that. So I'm gonna just tell a quick bit of information. I've been doing RPGs since about age 7, when my dad, who, I think that this was probably, for him, the worst decision he's ever made, but he let me read some first edition D&D books. Yeah, he let 7-year-old me touch artifacts. I don't know why either. Anyway, so I was reading them. They got me fascinated with the idea of role-playing, because I've been a storyteller since, I can't even fucking remember, actually. Anyway, so I just started looking into it, and I asked him questions about his sessions and all that, which eventually led me to, after some, let's say, less than healthy expressions of depression, to really throw myself into it as an escape. Which is when I started building up my collection. I currently have about 2 tubs worth. And I don't mean like small tubs, I mean like proper tubs worth of RPG books. And that's not even counting all the stuff I have in PDF. Also, since I know a lot of people think of this as, it's wrong to do, PDFs are just as valid as paperbacks. In fact, I buy a lot of my stuff in PDF and print it, since I have a very nice printer next to me in my bedroom, which, yeah, I insist on basically living in my bedroom, because, frankly, I just prefer it. It's, I don't want to say my safe space, because that's way too politically loaded, but time for me to get into that religion thing again. Okay, so I believe that emotion can ward a space against negative, right? Spirits, ghosts, and all that. My room has been warded to the point where I pretty much think of this as my safest place I can be, because I have this place warded to Timbuktu. I mean, all my windowsills have had blood at some point, or my windowsill, singular. I've had some blood put around and, given. Oh, I pray to him to protect this place, hallowed it, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, also, that thing wasn't important enough. North Pagan, because I believe that, frankly, first of all, Reconstructionism is the better way of practicing paganism for me. Note, for me. I'm not going to claim anyone else's way is invalid. In fact, I believe that most religion is a choice. I know that some people claim that, they've felt they've felt God around them and all that good stuff, and I've literally had conversations with something I think is another entity. Not sure if it was a god, not sure frankly what it was, but it was a nice experience. Also, yeah, you didn't think that the guy who plays RPGs on Twitch would be talking about religion while playing Plague Inc., right? Bit weird, but to be fair, I take that line of being odd, and I take it as a point of pride. I think that the only time that you should ever be ashamed of who you are is if you are doing something illegal. But that's just me. I've always been like this, by the way. I would say ask my parents, but they don't want the attention. And there I go again, acting like I'm some big shot when I'm not. At all. Frankly, I don't know why I'm doing this in retrospect. I think I'm doing it just kind of to prove I can. I mean, when I was younger, since I admired people who are on YouTube and all that because I was a normal kid. But times change. And now, I see it as a job, except it's not the type of job where, you ever have an off switch. But it's also not the kind of job, frankly, I want to be paid for. It's a hobby for me. It's why I also, very strongly, by the way, so, believe that any time that someone's being... again, everyone's hustle is valid, I get it, but if you're being paid to run a session for people, then why are you really doing it? Because I think that it should be for the joy of just creating, but to be fair, I also write, but am not good enough to be published, so I have very strong feelings about that. If you're doing something that's a craft, you should do it for the craft, not for the money. If you can get someone to pay you, but by all means, but maybe I'm just salty because my group won't pay me. Hell, no, this is not me asking them to pay me. Oh look, I made Blade accidentally. That's a thing. Cool. I'm just gonna have Blade mainly be first of all, yes, Rage. Second of all, go back up into the US, and I'm gonna have this one dedicated to mainly taking out the bases, because while I'm not going for like a speedrun or anything, in fact I don't know how you could speedrun play Gank. It would be like trying to speedrun Hearts of Iron 4. Yeah, I'm history nerd. But who cares, right? I mean, who cares about me being a weirdo, right? Because I'm happy being a weirdo. And, yeah, I'm sorry. This is just... Honestly, I'm feeling very awkward in doing this, but I'm glad I am. Because I believe that no matter what happens of this, it will be beneficial for me. It will lead to at least me understanding myself a little more. Oh yeah, also, just in case I do another one of these, I will never remember what I say on these. So, I'm being honest, but I also am being just... Nope. I'm just being a bit more blunt than I normally am. What am I saying? I'm always blunt, but... Well, let's see. I need to do another one. Another virus, maybe a shadow plague. Maybe. Oh, I know what'll make me feel pathetic. And also be much more blunt. Oh, you can. By the way, I was going to say this. I'm very proud of that Parasite one because it was a pain in my ass to get done that quickly. Just a thing. I hate a few of these things. Like, you want to talk about something I hate? Bioweapon. This thing's a pain in my ass. So, let's go with the political one. Yeah, sure, let's go with whatever is set up right now. So, welcome to and I forgot to name it. So, what did I get this time? Yep, saving, but I want something cute. Not cute, cooler. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on Brutal. How about my personal... Oh, yes, I'm doing this on my iPad. Why? Because, frankly, I prefer it. Let's see. Why is it always sits there? Yes, by the way, I prefer British English over US English when I'm typing. It's a thing. I don't know why. Yes. I'm just gonna call it Warlord. Who knows, maybe I'll play some of that other game that they made. Start in Saudi Arabia because I like, frankly, how it's set up. Oh boy, I forgot how to play this goddamn one. Okay. Well. Yes, the Norex form emerges. Also, the fact that, just a thing, I'm going to probably switch into a different game after this, no matter what I do, because, I'm going to be honest, I like playing, but it's not as fun on replay. Oh, who am I getting? Yes, it is. It's just, I feel like I should go with something that's a bit more... Yeah, I'm going to go there. Maybe something that's a bit less passive, so they'll have more... No, who am I kidding? I like passive games. I think I'm going to switch actually into Prison Architect after this. Which, yeah, will mean I'm going to have to go back into the Twitch and you guys are going to have to see me, What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah. Switch some stream configurations, but I'm going to probably go for a bit. Because, yes, talking to myself like a weirdo with what I know for a fact will be bad audio quality. I'm just going to say that now. So I'm going to pull it up actually on my phone and see how bad it is. But I'm just going to assume bad until proven otherwise. Because why not? Also, yes, I'm a little more passive than probably I should be on this game. But, what are you going to do, right? Oh, yeah. Pause the game. So, let's see. Oh, cool. It registers that I'm live. So, let's hear it. Wow, I sound like a drunk asshole. Sorry, just had to check that. Nope, yeah, I don't drink, so. I am an asshole, but that's not what I'm even trying to refer to here. I shouldn't laugh at that, actually. Probably shouldn't. Okay. So, again, I'm probably going to go for like 2 hours because that's my magic number for some reason in streaming. It's at 2 hours. It'll be me, streaming, talking, probably failing this play game crumb because I wasn't paying enough attention. Yeah, disease resist. Or, sorry, drug resist. Should help. Anyway. So, what's something that, again, I was thinking about calling my, what's it called? The podcast I was going to do, like, on Spotify or something, like Monoforge. In fact, that's actually the name of it, but I'm not sure if that would go over well. I've checked, by the way, the name's unused, so, other than by me. But I'm not sure if it's a public enough market. Again, I'll probably do that right now. Now that I say that. I want pause this. Yeah, go to Twitch. Yes, I had streaming info. First of all, I'm adding a second category to this too. Prison Architect. There we are. Yes, definitely want to add the tag of. No, I'm not doing a 12-hour challenge or something. What if that's of course it's not a tag. Why did I think it would be? Anyway. Let's go with... Oh, really? Yeah, but also... First of all, I prefer... Really? There's an... God, I hate some of these people. Primarily because, listen, I appreciate that you guys are trying. I really do to be inclusive, but if you're going to be inclusive, be inclusive. Oh, nope. Share language channel. Why did I choose to add some tags? Oh yeah, cool. Sharp done, whatever, cancel. Broadcast go live. Cool. So, I'll just, nope. I'll just share that on my page as soon as we're done here. So where was I? Oh yeah. Anyway. Cool. So, since I'm such a master at RPGs, how about I talk about some of the ones that I really particularly like? First of all, I'm a big fan of Apocalypse World and the entire PBTA engine, though I will not be streaming masks anymore. That's for personal reasons and primarily because I don't think I can run that tone well. I'm encouraging somebody else to, but I prefer going a little more dark and a little more stabby. I'm very much preferring games where it's serious, which a few of my friends don't, but I don't care. So, okay, first of all, let's see, any Greenland, yeah. Oh, wait, Finland? Okay. I mean, I appreciate it, but wait, the Finland is there, but, you know, mutter. Sorry if it wasn't clear enough. I'm kind of fond of blabbering, which is funny because I'm not a social person. I'm gonna be honest. I far prefer ignoring people, but hey, that's what the internet's for, right? A bunch of incels / introverts who just don't want to deal with people face to face because that freaks them out, right? Please don't tell me I'm alone. Please. Anyway. Shameless segue. Baltic Streets. I was thinking about this, so, again, I'm gonna be... Oh, I like comas, by the way, for this. Not, like, in real life. I, in fact, don't think that that's a good idea, but... Might have jumped the gun a bit, but, hey... Let's go for transmission air 3 for I'm gonna go for 2 or... I'm gonna go for upping my mutation chance. So, that's, though, for this reason. That I really wanted to just be hard to cure. And I probably just lost out of arrogance and probably not paying enough attention. Oh well. I kind of like this game for this reason of that. I'm not trying to win at this point, and I really wasn't in this run. I was just trying to hit some stuff. Besides, if there was a option for this, like where, you know, you'd launch nuclear arms or something. First of all, that'd be epic. Not nuclear arms, but the ability to just like wipe out the entire thing with like a 200-point DNA cost. Sorry, but that'd be epic. In fact, I might, if I ever find a custom scenario that uses the Neurox worm and gives like an expanded Neurox worm, that'd be awesome. Nope, not a call for people to actually do that. That's more me spitballing in the air right now, but hey. You'll never have me arguing that people shouldn't do something, I guess. Ooh, France broke down. That's always fun. Close. Oh boy. Also, I find it funny that China's is 11.5K and the United States is 9.6K. They really should show you how much of a political power. Oh yeah, but the UK, their medical research is 12.1K. That they can throw at a problem. I just have to find that funny because and France though is in general disrupt maybe yeah. I got nothing. I'm sorry, I got nothing, but general disruption. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'm just crazy and Plague Inc. is much more honest than ooh. Yeah, genetic reshuffle. Who knows? Maybe it's just showing me some like harsh truth I don't want. I don't know. Nay, psycho. Welcome to the internet. Would you like me to use nukes on? No, I do not want to get copyright claimed by Bo something or another. I forget his name. Yeah, I know. By the way, one of my favorite songs of his is God's Perspective. Because, well, I'm gonna be honest, I find it hilarious. Especially one line of it. The books you think I wrote are way too thick. Who needs 1,000 metaphors to figure out you shouldn't be a dick? Yeah, I just found that funny. Yeah, by the way, I also find it funny that, yeah, it went extinct. The warlord's disease went extinct. I killed 55% of the population before they could kill me, so I'm going to count that as not a victory. Obviously, I lost, but, well, that's why I kind of want to see the cure chart of that. You know, that's some exponential growth right there. World graph. Really? Okay. Disease graph. Yeah, that's severity. Honestly, probably should have upped that a bit more. Or I should have dropped that. Well, whatever. Wonder what my actually personal best is for that. For Neurox Worm. 477, really? Wow. Local. Like, okay, let's see. Radius, so. Radius. Wait, did I really call myself that? I mean, I believe it. One moment, let me check. No, yeah, I believe that for a reason. Info. No, I was not intending on doing that, but. Yeah, okay, so. Should be in the same thing. So, I'm going to just pop into my stream, and if anyone else is here with me. Right now, the options are Darkest Dungeons or Prison Architect. So, call it. So, does it recognize who I am, actually? Oh well, since I didn't see anyone, note that might be because my thing's acting up. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna check that. Oh well, since I didn't see anyone, note that might be because my thing's acting up. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna check that. Hey, I have one viewer in this thing. Would you mind just sharing out who it is, because I honestly would like to know. Is it just me? Oh, it's just me, I think. Or maybe it's not, I'm not sure. Having a hard time checking. Well. So, build my own prison. I think Fog of War, actually. Yes, by the way, I do like Fog of War. What do I want to call this one? First, also because I think it's a bit harder. I like using the females prison because I think it's a bit harder because of the, let's say, more volatile nature. That's not me trying to be sexist. It's literally in the code that last time I checked, they made the females slightly more volatile, and they need to have, like, the maternity ones and all that. I mean, I would do one where I would have to have like gendered wings, but they don't have the code in for that, so. Yeah, let's go with medium. Let's go with intake payments. 50% starting funds. Yeah. Gang events. Prison gangs events. Temp. Yeah, I like this. Cool. Pause it immediately and start moving shit over. So. Okay, first of all, there's a reason that I always like playing Prison Architect. And that reason is because I really like weird games. And this game, I know that it's kind of probably going to be controversial for me to say it, but this game just hits that fix for me. Also, just going to say this, why do I get a deliveries and a garbage thing, but not a storage area? That's the question. Clear room. Yeah. Okay, let's go with what I prefer. Call me strange, but I like using the exact same layout for all my prisons. And then I want a very thin. And then I want only, by the way, to be connected by one. So that I can close it off. I want a giant wing. Like a wing. And then I want that corridor going down a bit. And I can build off it later. Second, because I don't trust anybody. And also, by the way, this trick I directly got from, I forget who, but it was one of the YouTubers who does this, like, a lot, was build a fence around your prison because it'll make your job a lot easier. Primarily because it doesn't mean that them just getting outside of the compound will mean that they escaped. So in other words, it gives my people time. Because apparently that's valuable. Honestly, very rarely happens to me. Tend to be a bit more conservative on that front. And by that I mean, okay, yeah. On second thought, well, I'm going to be plowing through these areas, but I'll just expand them up and down, respectively, so. Yes, I know, Prison Architect's setup is just the most fascinating, right? But, seeing as I'm directly going to probably be trying to start with max security, it's what I find interesting, at least, is trying to make sure that mine from the get is usable. Also, just a trick that I learned very early on in playing this game, always use dormitories for the early game. It will allow you to have more prisoners, and also for medium and minimum, I always use dormitories so that I can have more of them. Yes, it doesn't benefit from the smaller cells thing that you can get later on, but it also benefits you in the long run. By, you know, not being a problem. AKA, if the prisoners aren't a problem, why is it that you need to lock them in a thing them alone? Because it drives them stir crazy. Yes, it gives them the opportunity for violence a little more than if they weren't. But also it makes, frankly, the game a bit more interesting. Because I've very rarely seen violence in the cells. Very often in other areas of the prison, but very rarely in cells. Okay. Immediately going to use... Also, yeah, they provide a really good pre-built utility room, so I always just steal that. A lot of the other pre-builts I don't like, but the utilities room is very good. So is the office, by the way, for it. Like, by the way, that's the reason that I have such a long corridor, is that I intend on expanding the last bit into like the staff area. Why I choose to always have the staff be built off from the prison, but still connected by the main gate. Psych. Yeah, that was a good idea. Yes, it does slow down the beginning portion, but it also, frankly, it makes the entire game a bit easier. Oh, right, before I forget, close off and takes the accounting and the staff well-being. Yes. Yeah, hire 2 officers. No, build 2 offices, not officers. Hire warden. Then immediately research finance. I always do this for a very simple reason. That extra grant I can pick up makes it so that I can use 2 of the easier ways. Then I can also take these so that I have less taxes. It's pretty simple, pretty safe. Build staff room. Okay, yeah. Let's see. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 offices. I have 6 people. Boy, did that end up being well. I have security booked next for a reason, by the way. Oh yeah, have 5 guards. I'll probably finish that one last. Regime, I'll worry about later. Programs, we'll worry about that later. So now I just get to sit back and wait for the prison to be constructed. Normally I would be worrying about something else while the construction happened over there. Oh yeah, other thing. I almost always use a generator down here that's off from the main grid, and here's why. For the staff stuff, because I'm also going to, after I'm done just placing a giant-ass power strip, that will not look symmetrical because I hate symmetry. Not an actual thing, by the way, with me. But going to place it just here is for a simple reason. Yeah, by the way, the upstairs one isn't kind of dig into my finances to build that. Yeah. And the primary reason that I prefer that is for expansion number 2. And the reason I built it so far down. That's going to be the kitchen. Because I believe in always building it so that I can always have enough food. That's a big thing. I don't think that they should be going hungry. Because you want to know what gets that low meter to go to high? Well, here's a hint. It involves food. Starvation can cause people to do some very horrific things. So why would I be wanting them to? Yep, again, I have it on 3 times speed. I'm going to get a few more workmen, just because. Just to ease up on the load. Again, heaviest part of construction is construction, so yeah. Go through, and here will be the staff doors. Yes, I believe that only staff should be working in the kitchens. And right above the staff doors is going to be the last office. Yes, I quick build offices because I don't give enough of a shit about them to actually go by in person. Yes, by the way, I will be deselecting this as an office for all of them except the shrink, because I think that the shrink should be accessible. And also the green one up here is going to be working for the prisoners. Why I choose to have them be separated again is for power outages. It's also that, frankly, I don't care about prisoner water, but I do care about where the food water is. So, you know. Or in other words, it's security, I guess is how I put it. Stafford. There we are. Let's see. For a staff room, I need... Let's see... Arcade cabinet. Drinks machine. White sofa. And then a TV. Actually, I'm going to put... Wait, I have a large TV. Yeah, let's use that. By the way, yeah, I like using TVs a lot because they're relatively inexpensive and also relatively helpful. Kitchen, yes, I'm being an idiot, but also this one kitchen will be feeding every part of the prisons, so... Okay, part of the room. Not quick belts. Objects. There we are. So. Yes, by the way, I do have the lights auto-generated because I honestly don't care, but I do care about having my stoves and where to be facing back to back, because I believe that is cool. And by that I mean I believe that it is the easiest way. By the way, yes, I'm well aware that it's objectively easier to just have, you know, them back to back, but... Oh. Well, fuck. Yeah, well. Oh yeah, they need a sink. Yeah, I'll put 2 of them. Also, yes, I prefer having more cookers or more fridges than cookers, and I know that they have to be paired up for it to actually have a difference, but call it dumb, but I think it's kind of helpful. Yeah. And I suddenly have so much more respect for people who, like, this is their hustle. Also, yes, I refer to jobs as hustles for a reason. No, it's not some inner city trash or shit. I mean, I'm neither inner city nor trash, so neither of those apply, but you know. Then just click. Boom. Oh no, I'm running out of cash. Well. Here's the deal. going to build some dorms because I always like starting at min-sec and working up. Oh yeah, by the way, just a thing, if you don't care about cell quality, which, why would you? Again, a neat trick I found while playing this game is just stack everything. I know I'm being a lot more quiet, by the way, that's because, well, frankly, I've got a lot less to talk about, and I probably should have called off the stream, but I'm not going to, because only cowards would do that. Also, because I'm having fun playing this, and am just frankly enjoying that. Cool, so, now that I have my money-making strategies, I mean, reform cells. Okay, it's clear that I'm basically playing Tycoon of this, or in other words, I'm being as shitty as possible, right? You know, shoving 2 people in a small cell that I really probably shouldn't be shoving 1 in. And for the 1-person cells, oh boy, when they remove that minimum size limit, I've been able to pack some stuff in. Note, 4 longs. Single thick, it's actually a pretty good build. Anyway, I'm going to see how much each of these cell things cost, and then build that many. So I can build 1. I will have 4, and be hoping for that check to come in the mail. Oh, that helped. Yeah, let's hire 5. Yeah, I can hire 5 guards. Oh, my income's going down. Oh, no. Oh, well. Time to pick up the next set of grants. Short-term. Basic detention center. Nope. So basic detention center, I need to build a cantina. I need to hire 2 cooks. Oh, no. Well. Dismantle. Okay, we're moving it over 1. By the way, if you're confused on why I'm doing this, it's because I ran out of power. So I'm moving it over 1 so that I can put more generators on it. Is this ethical? No. Am I doing it because I'm a sleazebag? Probably. Oh yeah, also the thing could explode. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna just put those capacitors down. Cool, now that I have a... You know, that generator is gonna be fully surrounded by the time I'm done here, but... Because I really couldn't... By the way, yeah, that's how big I think the dormitory needs to be. They're wrong. Like, by a lot. Probably how big it should be, but we're not talking in shoulds here. You know, I might be taking the default for that, but I was actually here for the holding cell. Large shield door. There. Let's see, table. Check. Chair. Check. Office desk that they won't be able to steal shit from. Don't know if those exist, but check. Designated reception. Check. Why do I always have it in the opening corridor? Well, it's for a very simple reason. I don't really have one, actually. Yeah, thought that there would be something leading into there, but nope. Yeah, cool, there's no cantinas. Well aware. So here's the thing. Since I don't feel like building a cantina... Oh boy, it's from both sides. Well, yes, I'm building a cantina. So, here's the size I want. 11 down. I want there to be the way in to be a double jill door that's directly across from intake. Now you might say, well, that's a stupid plan. And you'd be right. But here's the thing. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Because it's a stupid plan. Oh yeah, I need to hire a chief. Yep. Yep. Okay. So then, putting a cantina in. And not quite building that. Oh. Well. Yep. Well, where did I put the serving tables? There we are. Yeah, I'm gonna build 2 of them. Like, no, I'll build 3 so that they have a good capacity. But then, here's the thing. As we've established, I'm lazy. So, yeah, I kind of lost energy there, honestly. Okay, so what's something that I can rant about pretty safely without having to really worry about it? Oh yeah, by the way, here's a trick for the showers. So, yeah, just doesn't need 1 block for that. It'll work, trust me, I know, if you use the setup I made. No notable thing, because technically it has the smallest requirements. 2 for the yard. I actually do like having this for the insects. Now, there's a reason for that. Minimum security are relatively easy to deal with. So, I do like having them have a yard. Also because exercise has usually become an issue at some point. Here's the thing. In the yard, I always like putting 3 things. Because I believe that they're all you're going to need for exercise. Okay, let's see. Where did I put that weight bench? Yes, I know. Quite engaging content, and I can't find it. Oh, that's why I can't find it. Yes, I know it's unsafe workout practices to work out right against a wall. But you see, here's the thing about that. They're in prison. I'm doing that so that they can exercise. Oh yeah, hire 2 cooks. I never, for a kitchen that size, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's have 8 cooks. Speaking of cooks, okay, now this is the fun part. Since I just got a bunch of money in, I'm going to complete that dormitory because I don't believe the showers are needed. Second thing, where did I put it? Nope, not in utilities, but probably should. Quick build. There we go. Copy. Paste. Just back to back to back to back and then leave that one open. Yeah, that's pretty much it for step 1, and I'll probably be streaming this actually more tomorrow. Yeah, that seems like a good idea, to do 2 streams in as many days, because so once I get my first wave of prisoners in, I'll probably cut it off there. Oh yeah, back to RPG experience, which probably should have stayed on topic, right? Well, you see, that's the thing with me. I kind of have a hard time with that. No, it's not like I do not have something like ADHD or anything like that. In fact, nearly was diagnosed with it, but wasn't for other reasons. Other reasons I'm not going to get into. Probably ever on stream. Anyway. So, probably one of the worst RPGs I've ever played is, unfortunately, the Ruby RPG that was fan-made. I like it, but it's rough. Like, really rough. I'm going to just tell the story from that, because why not? Okay, so we were taking place a bit before the normal Ruby series would be. Like, I think it was like a year or 2 before. Not super bad, but not great. Anyway, a friend of mine who had never run a game before was running, because we thought he should. A notable thing, yeah, he ran it great. It's something wrong with, it's just the system is, to say it's quirky is to put it bluntly, or not bluntly, is to put it kindly. It is certainly entertaining. And no, not a bad thing. It's just, it's a bit much. Especially for people who, up until that point, really weren't, other than myself, too versed in other RPGs. So, we all gave it a shot. And because I am who I am, I min-maxed the entire goddamn thing. To the point where I made a character who one-shot the big bad. Accidentally. Note, it wasn't the end of the campaign, it was just like, the BBEG didn't survive very long, let's put it that way. Because my ability, if you're familiar with Ruby, by the way, you'll know that this probably shouldn't have worked, but my character's semblance, basically their superpower, was, long story very short, I could destroy, rip people. I called it ripping a semblance, but long story very short, I removed people's auras entirely for a period of time by separating them from it. Well, that was powerful. Yeah, that was mainly it. So, because my friend really didn't know what he was signing up for when he ran, by the way, sorry about that, Brayden. You probably shouldn't have let me do that. Anyway, I used a heavy sniper rifle, 50 caliber, thing with a monster. Point is, rolled 2d6s every time I attacked. Thing was powerful. I actually had a multitude of shots and was playing a character who knew way too much about dust and grenades, which is their form of, like, not usable superpowers. I mean, listen, that entire setting is a bit stupid. I don't dislike Ruby, by the way. I like it a decent bit, but I really wish that it would have just actually sucked it up and gone into actually being its own story instead of being so controlled by the fans and political correctness. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so, oh yeah, in in-game hour. Anyway, our group was, to call us the basically Breakfast Club is, it's wrong, but it's not by much. So, our team consisted of my character, who was like this, X, White Fang, Assassin, blah blah blah, Edgelord, blah blah blah. And I was playing 2 characters for this campaign. That's a note because I also played my normal character's girlfriend. Yeah. By the way, my character was female, so, really embodied Ruby there. Anyway. Unrelated mostly, but the thing is that it was kind of my character's personal arc that they were trying to bring Wraith, which was the name of the girlfriend, back from a near life-threatening wound. Yeah, I know, really, I thought it was really creative. No, didn't know how trite it was at the time, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway. Yeah, I'm cutting some guards, by the way. Or, not some guards, some workmen after. Yeah, I'm cutting some workmen. You. So, let's see. Oh, found with drugs. That's fine. Car theft, yeah, security. Cool. So, here's the thing. Our other party members were a small girl who, how do I want to put this, was a DMPC, which, by the way, our group is normally very small. Like, we're 3 people if everyone's there, so we definitely have our fair share of DMPCs. Like, probably too many? But anyway. Their ability was kind of broken, but not super broken. And then you have me. My character, primarily. Correction. And then you have my friend Gage. His character was named Vetro, which is his, default. Because reasons. Anyway. Judgment aside, because, yeah, there's some heavy judgment on the fact that he wasn't able to come up with a creative character name. I've judged him on it many times, but, kind of not worth it at this point, because, I mean, he tries very hard, so it's kind of actually painful sometimes, because I know he's trying, and I appreciate that, but sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. That's all I'm going to say on that. So, yeah. Anyway, our group went relatively consistently. We also had one friend one of our players, who couldn't show up the entire campaign. Like, they were going to, but then life got in the way. Anyway, so, our group consisted of, Vetro's ability was summons, but on a percentile table. It was weird. So, after a decent bit, our group got a bit more adventurous, and and my character went back to their job of being a hitman, woman, whatever, being an assassin. So, yeah, the entire campaign culminated in a fight. Surprising no one, actually, because we all kind of knew it was coming. Which was primarily because my character kept antagonizing a military. Yeah, so that was fun. Anyway, so where was the story going? Oh yeah, and why it's one of the worst systems I've ever played. So I had a plus 14 because of a custom ruling. On on a lot of skill checks, which meant that I very rarely failed since it's a 2d10 system. Anyway, so I know that wasn't on everything. My character was to call him a specialist is putting it lightly. Anyway, so the campaign kept going, and it was pretty clear by some of the mistakes that it was Raiden's first time, but, first time jitters get to everyone. The campaign was good overall, so that's not why it's the worst system. Which, by the way, if the creator is listening to this, that's not much of an insult. I mostly play very polished systems. I very rarely play, fan-based ones. And I appreciate it, by the way. I appreciate that it's free and I'm still following it. I definitely think that the heavy rifle, or, the high-caliber thing, should be reworked as an extra damage die, but that's because that was the house rule we used, and it worked really well, not the +1. Anyway, but the problem was that it was just a lot of contested rolls, which, I see its appeal, but I just think it would have been better served by being a bit... First of all, I think that there should have been way more specifications over what a semblance can do and can't do, because, well, you heard what I was able to pull because of it. And I get it. It was rules light to the extreme. Hell, I can appreciate that, but just not my thing. I'm gonna close that down, by the way. Wow. Also, yeah, just gonna zoom in here. Yeah, I very much like that, it's not too detailed and it keeps the art style, but it still does show, they're naked. Which, by the way, yeah, there's a reason I'm more okay, actually, what is her actually? Really? Somebody with that blackmail, pled not guilty, money laundering. That's white collar. Come on. Okay, let's check some things. Department. Yeah. Controls are the same, yeah. Logistics. Remove prison labor. Temp. That's probably not good. That's probably not good. Room qualities. Wait, what? Why? What's the difference in quality? Room temp, room quality. Food. So, 84% are fed. Very nice. Do I need to put... Yeah, I'm going to put more. I'm going to put one more serving table, by the way. Also, yeah, I'm going to grab some cleaning, gardening, prison labor. Oh yeah, I forgot to hire the foreman. Whoops. And then I'm going to dezone this as an office for a sec here. First of all, I'm going to hire the shrink. Yep. That's just not going to be their office because I want to clear the room so that they clean the other one and then put it back as an office. There's a reason for this, and it's primarily that I think that these shrinks should be available. It's still behind a locked door, and it's also for the rest of the group's safety. Anyway. Oh, yeah. So. Oh. Oh, yeah, I forgot that exists. Sorry, minor. So. Anyway. It was a pretty good game. It was just a bit too rules light, for my opinion. I think it gave the players a bit too much freedom, and since most of us are power gamers, it just probably wasn't the best idea for our group. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, that we decided to branch out. I'm just saying it's a thing. That's all. All I'm saying. So, yeah, if I have the first wave in, I'm going to save as Bedrock. I'm going to save that there. And I'm going to end this stream. Yes, go down and, yeah.